One or two, two or one or two or one. Dear diarrhea, diary full of shit. Just play along with myself and I, no one else. Yo, I'm so legit. I added a short to my ASMR public file. Katie Bug, how's my future wife doing? That girl reminds me of your friend, Little Miss. You fucked up her hair. Um, so you know what they say: when you're in love with someone, everything and everybody reminds you of them. So she kind of looks like her a little bit, kind of a little bit with her demeanor and stuff. I haven't checked out her channel, so I don't know nothing about it. But you know, whatever must be fate. You know, I'm supposed to kind of check her off the list. Otherwise, every time you know you and I are together and we're like visiting, you know, Chickagee, and she's like walking around, I'm gonna be like thinking sexual thoughts. You know what I mean? So you might as well just, you know, get it out of my system, and that'll just be that. But and if she's got kids, then she's off the table. If she's married, well, I don't want to be a homewrecker. It depends on whether or not she's happily married. If she's just got a boyfriend, then fuck that chump. I'll give her right back to you in the same condition I found her. In fact, she'll be better because I will have educated her. But he's, you know, a dumb fuck, you know. So, you know, I mean, I would bet, you know, $1,000. You know, because like I said, it's a fetish and all that stuff. Plus, just doing things better, you know. She's got a wide mouth. She could eat a potato, a baked potato whole, sideways. So, not a cucumber sideways, but definitely you know, lengthways. So, I don't mean to give her a complex or anything. It's not like she's like, but you know, and we don't actually know, you know, her ass, you know, whatever. Can't quite decide. It looks like it might be within the envelope and all that. You know, I haven't masturbated to that yet. A little video as well as stills, you know. So I got like, you know, 5 second video or whatever. She's just like, shift your weight. What song is that from? No. I'm thinking Offspring. You heard of them? You're an older chick. You gotta keep them separated. It was a decent song. Come out and play, whatever. 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 Oh, so like this is a weird one. They used to play it at the bowling alley. The music is like brum dum brum dum brum 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 bum. I could never be a woman. It's White Town. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird song. Obviously, a queer boy or whatever. Well, whatever. And then there's another one. I don't know who sings it. There's a lyric. It's all like, move upside and let the man go through. Let the man go through. I'll have to look that up. What's another one? Is that it? Here I go again. Here I go again on my own. Who is that? Green Day? Yeah, I didn't like those guys. To win the I walk the streets of broken dreams. To win, I walk alone. All right. Don't be spreading that bullshit now, you fucking faggot. That's you, okay? That's your secret reason why or whatever, you know, because everybody has their reasons, right? Oh, he don't participate because he sucks. Or whatever, right? What about us Alpha Sigma Salamander commanders who don't participate because we don't fucking want to? All right, sucks to be you, man. I'm sorry, you know, you want to play but can't. Guys like us, we just don't want to play. We could play. In fact, we have played. There's a hate whore out there. You haven't played. Yes, I have. But um, I've always been, me. So yeah, not interested. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like, don't hate, participate. No, that's that motherfucker over there. Okay? I don't hate you. Don't flatter yourself. You don't have enough clout. And I don't want to participate. And yes, I have participated. I'm done now. Been there, got the t-shirt. Fuck off. But anyway. Like I said, I only need to run the track half, a quarter, 1/10. I can extrapolate the rest. Not only that, but I can sit in the bleachers and point out what all of you motherfuckers are doing wrong. Yeah, this guy can't. Most people can't. It's their ego, because they got some sort of emotion behind it, Not this little motherfucker. I got you. All right, E for effort and enthusiasm. But you want to know how to really kick some ass? All right, here's what you're doing wrong, you dumb fuck. And who the fuck are you? I'm the guy in the stands. And I'm going to tell you something. Anyway. Are you a sprint star? Like, what awards and places have you placed? None. Listen to me, I'm going to make you smart. But anyway. Now I lost my train of thought. Her latest post, I like that. Like I said, the mom with the tits, who's kind of frumpy and stuff these days, because she's a mom, who's got tits, but they're kind of, they're not really saggy, but she's there a little bit, she's packing, maybe a little bit, of 1%, milk, fat, cottage cheese under those thighs, because she's a mom with the tits, But she's still cute, she's got the little accent, wherever she's from. Is she from Mexico or Spain or Colombia or South America? Is she Mexican, or is she Latino, we don't know these things. But anyway, she's a mom and she's married to that dude. I didn't know that was her husband. I suspected maybe. I stumbled across a little thing and it was like, she was like, whatever. And she was like, open your fucking mouth, you dumb tits. You dolt. And he laughs. And she's like, I don't want to say his name just for whatever, but he had kind of a, average Joe name. We'll just say his name was Jeff, which it's not. And of course, her being his wife, she's not just Jeff, she's all Jeffrey. And he's all, yeah, you didn't, how about you go up? And then they had a little cute little moment, where they were laughing and she gave him a little peck on the face there, and it's like, oh, and that's the way. But that's actually a good one. I got that one. I like that. But there's there's a few. You never know what's going to work with ASMR. You never know. The scrapings, it's like shit. That works. And just stupid little shit, like she turns it, just, it's whatever. You never know. There's like one point where she's like looking at the camera, like, is this thing still on? It's like for some reason that works, Anyway, but her stuff flows. She's the best at all of you. I don't have to just watch and then, click 15 seconds back, 4 to 8 times. You can just pretty much watch her shit in its entirety. Maybe skip through some. Uh, Fat Bag, the Happy Hag, Happy and Ginormous. Her stuff is just no good. It's just kaput, whatever kaput means. There's just no way. It just doesn't work. It just, no. Like, even if I didn't know she was a grotesque land whale, it's just like it just doesn't work. Katie Bug, you have a few brief, like out of all your videos that I've ever watched, well, I shouldn't say that. You got some stuff, but it's just, and you're so pretty and shit, And the one, hot or cold, okay, you got all those wrong, and the little green dress or whatever, and all that shit, and you kind of got your thing that you got going on, just wash, rinse, repeat, time after time after time after time. And you know what you're doing, you got your little fanny sticking out there, That's why I don't mind objectifying you, because obviously it's what you want, so. But yeah, and of course, the, plutonic membrane and pearl gray and, thromba people, whatever that is. What color is this? Which circle's bigger, 1 or 9, Oh yeah, they're all smiling and shit. What else? Oh yeah, the goop thing where you put it on, what's her name? The titty mom's back, that was decent. You got some stuff. I've said this before. The stuff where it's like you're doing a Reiki shit with her. Her name is like Tomato or something like that. Or Tamada. Yeah. And you're in like the brown pants and kind of like the somewhat matching. It's kind of cute, just whatever, I mean, you're gonna be my future wife. I like to watch your work, so to speak. Even though most of your ASMR quality as ASMR as is sucks. Some of it's pretty good. And I like the little faces you make, like the little, and there's this one where you like do this little smile. It's like shit. So, and of course I take it like sexually, because of course I take it there. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but that's why my mind went with it. You're just being all playful and shit. But, God damn, and the one where you're in the red sweater towards the end. Woo, woo, woo. Like I said, you got the prettiest smile in the world. Just when you're all happy and shit. And it's like legit, It's just, you're one of a kind, There ain't nobody who looks like you. There ain't nobody who smiles like you. How your face is put together. Your eyes, your cute little mouth. You look good without makeup, So if I'm going to do the dick rubbings, And like I said, sometimes you'll be doing the shit, I'll be sitting on the edge of the bed there, just do your thing. Thumbs, make like the triangle, with your thumbs and just kind of get the pressure going and you just do your thing. Sometimes I'll just, then I'll get up, I'll kind of put my hands gently on your hand and just sort of whap, thwap, rub, whap, whack, Just sort of round and up and down and all around, just sort of button. Gently, you'll have your eyes closed. You might look up at me with those pretty eyes every now and then, Give me a smile or a giggle or whatever. Yeah. We could do that as foreplay. Or we could just do that for like an hour. All right. Yeah, we will. We definitely will. But anyway, it'll take some time, but it's a fetish, you know what I mean? So, as where most faggot ass motherfuckers would be like, okay, it's, tight, warm, wet hole time. I'm like, nope, we good. So, like I said, the panty and the butt dog, proper cleavage down low, cleavage up high, work them hips. Easy cheesy, just back and forth on the bed in the morning. Get the towel. Get the workout bench so you can really, yeah, get that shit going, you know. Yeah, looking down at me all like a fucking diva and shit, you know. Um, and like I said, on my planet, you know, chicks just know this shit. You know, all the men are Spartan warriors. All the women have hips, eyes, curves, and thighs. Know how to wear their panties and please their men. There's no punks because that shit gets worked out. And for shit, when dudes do go astray, then Jocko shows up. You know, and he doesn't break your spirit. You know, he just sort of nudges you a little bit. You know, hey, you know better. So. Jocko's a real person, but he might as well be like a mythical, you know, demigod, you know. So, anyway, like all that legends and stuff, you know. Thor shows up. Oh, shit. You know, he's not your enemy. He's not there to break you. He wants to see you succeed. But he will end you if need be. But on my planet, it's rare. It's rare. You know, if two dudes can't work it out, you know, or some guy gets out of line with his bra. So, anyway. But that her latest stuff, it's like 10, 8.5 minutes almost. It depends if I want to click back half or the whole thing. But you know, okay, eye chart. She got them long ass nails. The one part where she like keeps clicking it, and it makes a weird sound. It does it twice. It's almost like a ding, and then she's like moves her hand around, brings her left hand up, tap tap tap, ding. You know, and it's kind of funny. I kind of like it. You know, so. So that's what's up. You know, her stuff isn't, you know, it's weird, you know. Like I said, the mom with the tits. Her stuff is pretty much through and through, you know. Fat bagged happy hag, happy and ginormous. She just sucks. And yeah, you have your moments, but you know, I like looking at you regardless because you're gonna be my future wife. And then little Miss, you fucked up her hair. You know, it's pretty standard. It's weird. I like it when I don't know if I already mentioned this, but she was pushing that healthy drink. She's all, it's warm, it's yellow, it tastes like dirt. Basically, you're drinking a warm glass of piss, is you? Yeah, have you ever accidentally drinking piss? I've been drunk a few times in my life, and it's happened. And it has like a dark taste to it. That's like how I would explain it. It's happened at least twice. The one time I actually swallowed and was like, the other time I immediately recognized. It's so stupid. My wires got crossed, you know what I mean? This is like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh. How does this happen? You know, but anyway. So, because I would pee, you know, like in a gallon jug or the one time it was like a Sobe. And the reason is and no, my dick doesn't fit in there. You just sort of got to kind of, it's like a docking procedure, right? It's like putting two Lego pieces together, something like that. But, because I heard a guy say that once. I don't know if I said this, or peeing jugs, or truck driver thing, or your dick fit in there because mine doesn't. Yeah, it does. Enough to piss in it anyway. And he's like, I gotta cut the top off, you know. So it's like, okay, you're Mr. Insecure here. Just gave the world a story, and maybe he does this. You cut it off, so you got a jug, you know, of piss in your truck with no lid. Just basically, you turned it into a giant plastic mug of piss. You're stupid, you know. You need something with a lid, my guy. Okay, get you one of them medical things, you know, soap container, And again, you want to, rip the top out, that's fine. But you just need to get the hole lined up, you know what I mean? So, because that's what I would use, soap jugs. And no, my dick doesn't fit in there. But it doesn't have to. So, anyway. And I wouldn't walk in with it because then you got to walk out and it's like, and I'd have it's all scraped up. But if I was in a dirt lot, I'd walk around back and dump it out, But I'd make sure it was, I'd make the effort, It's just convenient, you know what I mean? So, but piss, it soaks into the ground. Asphalt, it's horrendous. It stains. But even in dirt, it's no. But truck drivers are known for shitting where they sleep. Quite literally, they'll shit and throwing bags of trash out and whatnot. But anyway, the Sobe was like the same color. It was like orange. It was like blood orange. No, what was it? Your piss is orange? No. It was the same color as, well, when it mixes like with the sugar that's in there, it kind of changes it. Anyway, I straight up thought, I was like, oh, okay. It's warm. No, I mean, it was room temperature. I was drunk. And then the second time, just whatever, But, what the hell? What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, one time I had to take a shit, and I like went out and leaned up against this like concrete embankment. This is a long time ago. Bad timing, you know what I mean? And I figured, oh, thank God for a little privacy. I was in like Arizona, right? It's like, middle of the night and shit show enough. A goddamn truck pulls in with his brights on, just and there's me, leaned up. I had my drawers like around my knees, right? My pants and whatnot, and I had like rags, to, clean up. And now, I have a process, back when I was driving of, wet wipes and a combination, and you got to wipe down the seat. And these clean is the dirtiest, last dirtiest thing you touch, and blah, 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 blah. Because humans are filthy, they don't wash their hands and they go touch shit. But anyway, and he shut his lights off, like he knew right away, like, oh shit, pardon the pun, but I was like, motherfucker. And this was like before smartphones and shit, so thank God for that. Because I think those kind of started coming on the scene in like 2008. Anyway, I'm up there at time, but yeah, sweet Katie Boo Boo Bug, come on and give me a hug. Give my dick a hug with your butt cheeks. Or fucko, come and give my dick a hug with them jugs. So, big jugs for weenie hugs or whatever. Seems like that was a fun time. So, yeah, 4 times a year or whatever. I know you're single, whatever. So, Farkles, even though you're plastic, it's fantastic when you're plastic. You're fake from head to toe. Cook me some food, bundle baby. I could head on over theirs and then head on up to Joyzy, or down to Joyzy. So yeah, tell all your friends, a lot of them might be interested in, dicking them down. Like even the one who was like abused, you know what I mean? It's like the way that I do things, I would totally objectify her, but it would be in a way where she like felt appreciated. So, anyway, who else? Oh, Kosinaboo. You're kind of getting kind of fat. You might want to knock it off with that. So, same thing with Bunny Humper, her picture that she cartoonized. You could tell she was kind of a little bit more pudgy in the face. That's fine if you're kind of like soft in the middle, as long as you still got your nice tum-tum and your belly button and whatnot. little thicker thighs and arms and whatever, maybe a little bit more quote unquote pudgy, quote unquote in the face, that's all fine and good, just as long as you ain't got no muffin top going on or any shit like that. So anyway, I'll go ahead and post this now. I'm sure it'll get between approximately 0 and 478 views. Like that one. Shit. Yeah.